GOP women's group honoring one of the killers of Breonna Taylor. Yes, this really happened. This is what they got dressed up for. This is why they came together. Republican Women's Club of South Central Kentucky held a dinner event at Anna's Greek restaurant in Bowling Green for Jonathan Mattingly. Do you know that name? Mattingly, a former sergeant with the Louisville Metro Police Department, who was among the officers who conducted that botched no-knock raid at Breonna Taylor's Louisville apartment in search of her ex-boyfriend. Remember, they lied to get the warrant anyway. Okay. The event was moved to Anna's after it was scheduled to be held at Bowling Green Country Club, which had declined to host it upon being made aware of the guest speaker. It was also going to feature an appearance by Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles, but the candidate backed out due to what his office described as the controversial nature of another speaker at this event. Anna's Greek restaurant did not immediately respond to the Post's email or voicemail requesting comment Saturday morning. Before the event, the group said in a statement to Spectrum News in Louisville this week, it had invited Mattingly to speak at its event to obtain a firsthand account of what happened the night Taylor was killed. Say what now? These events may be controversial. However, we believe Sergeant Mattingly has the right to share his experience, the group said in a statement to Spectrum. Other individuals with firsthand experience relating to this case are welcome to request an opportunity to speak to our organization as well. So Breonna Taylor's boyfriend can come too. He can give his firsthand account because he was there, and they said firsthand account of what occurred at the dinner. Casey Johnson, Bowling Green resident who was dining at Anna's on Tuesday, told the Washington Post after Mattingly was introduced with raucous applause from the event's attendees, one floor above them, former sergeant played a presentation featuring footage and images of the night Taylor was killed. You know, a woman died here, a good, decent American woman whose mother misses her today died, right? Images the night Taylor was killed. That's what was played at this dinner. After the lights were dimmed in the restaurant, diners who were not affiliated with the event could hear and see the graphic descriptions of Taylor's killing. Mattingly talked about this. Did not immediately respond to the Post's request for comment Saturday morning, but he wrote on Facebook that he enjoyed his time at the event, quoting, "Food was amazing, staff was even better." After a patron at the restaurant replied to his post by thanking him for ruining my family's and everyone else's dinner. Mattingly offered to pay for her family's dinner and said he meant no harm in his presentation. That was not the intent. No, the only harm apparently was meant to Breonna Taylor and her legacy and her family, Mayor. I don't understand. This is not about ideology. This is not about whether you back the blue. Are you a human or are you some other thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're obligated to be. I'm always going back to the historical standpoints because nothing happens in silo. These are not incidents that just went off. For a restaurant to give access to their entire speaker system to a presentation about the murdering of a Black person, we are obligated to think about the days when white people would dress up in their Sunday best and take their kids to hangings of Black bodies throughout this country.
There's your history.
Throughout this country. And they wouldn't just leave after it was over. They would take body parts with them as memorabilia. We are sitting in a space that we're acknowledging or ignoring the fact that this is not new history. This is as old as American and as apple pie and baseball. This long suffering of Black people and Black and white Americans' high tolerance for this pain. The idea that this women's group of Republicans, women group invited this officer who killed a nurse, a Black nurse while she was sleeping to speak and said he deserves a right to tell his point. He deserves to be in prison where he's not. The fact that the police department let him retire a year after he murdered Breonna Taylor, and then he's been celebrated by a certain population is absolutely disgusting, but it's also par for the course as it pertains to Americans' tolerance for Black pain. It's disgusting.
How it is sick. It is an illness. America is sick, terminally ill with this kind of human filth. That's what you're doing here. It's human filth. And Mayor, my question to you is, how do we coexist when we are not viewed as people? Breonna Taylor's mother is suffering and has indicated what I truly believe she will never get over: the killing of her daughter. How do you coexist with other mothers who put together a dinner like this, invite one of the people who perpetrated this killing, and celebrate him?
Yeah, I think this is a great example for us to take a step back and remind white Americans who are our allies that it's not our fault, it's not our problem to deal with their cousins who show up in the world this way. It is not the problem of Black parents who lose their kids to white supremacy, to police departments who act in this manner. It is the job of our white allies to stand up against their behaviors of their cousins and their friends who look like them. This is a problem that is as American as apple pie. Again, if you sit silent while Black people are maimed, or the celebration of the maiming and murdering of Black people, then you too have a role in it. So everyone that cares about humanity must stand up against behavior as we've seen in Kentucky over the past weekend. Disgusting is a small word. Something else is what I would like to use, but I like this. Continue these invitations on your show.